Your favorite lip color promises effortless glamour and sophistication, but hidden inside is a corporate betrayal. Lead and forever chemicals designed never to break down. This toxic chemical load silently interferes with your precious hormones, applied dozens of times a day. We are peeling back the glamour to expose the dangerous truth hiding inside your enduring daily ritual. The beautiful lie. What happens when you ingest your lip color? This investigation began with two distinct villains. Lead is a notorious neurotoxin with no legally binding safety standard in lipstick, despite being routinely swallowed. The second is PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, the infamous forever chemicals. These stabilizers deliver coveted 24-hour staying power. They resist breakdown for decades, interfering with your delicate hormonal balance. We sent 10 popular brands to the lab. The results were a profound betrayal of trust. The labels promise elegance, but the hidden truth is a cocktail of dangerous poisons. Now, we must name the brands failing this fundamental test of cosmetic safety. Our countdown begins with the most common offender. We start with the brand that sold you a bargain, but charged you a toxic hidden fee. Covergirl. Ranked number 10. The mass market lie, Covergirl. This ubiquitous brand promises accessible beauty through affordability. But when our investigation began, Covergirl landed squarely at number 10, showing a crucial trade-off. The cost of being cheap may be far too high for your long-term health. The brand's volume became its greatest weakness. Independent testing detected lead at levels that triggered consumer alerts. We are not speaking of lead as an ingredient, but as a dangerous contaminant that leaches into the final product from mineral colorants. For women who rely on mass-market staples, the risk is about long-term, cumulative exposure. The hidden reality is that the bargain price funds a compromise. The tragic truth is that corporate manufacturers prioritize cost saving over the essential purification needed to strip away these contaminants. This brand represents a profound failure of consumer trust. We turn now to a cultural icon, proving that even a legendary name cannot guarantee purity. Ranked number 9. The icon that failed, L'Oréal Color Riche. The name L'Oréal is the global standard for enduring French beauty. The Color Riche line is the quintessential expression of effortless elegance, cherished for its depth of color. But our investigation reveals this iconic status did not shield the brand from contamination, placing it firmly at number 9. Analysis by the Food and Drug Administration found L'Oréal's deep, classic red shades testing consistently high for trace levels of lead, contamination that would immediately disqualify the product from sale in many European markets. This is the profound betrayal of the icon, paying a mid-level price point for a product whose quality control failed. The company's elegant marketing encourages trust in a global empire of research. Yet, the lab results show the process was compromised by an impurity that poses a risk to your neurological health. This highlights a universal lesson. Do not let prestige override your commitment to safety. Now, we turn to another favorite under the same corporate umbrella, proving the toxic problem is systemic. Ranked number 8. The dark pigment danger, Maybelline. For millions, this brand represents affordable artistry. Maybelline built an empire on accessible looks, yet its immense volume and corporate backing did not translate into better chemical safety, a fact that places it at number 8. The issues we uncovered are part of a troubling pattern. The Food and Drug Administration's survey revealed Maybelline products testing with elevated levels of lead, reaching as high as 7 parts per million. This contamination is prevalent in bold, dark pigments, the deep reds and plums. This occurs because the mineral colorants used to achieve these saturated hues are highly susceptible to impurity. When a brand this large fails to enforce strict sourcing standards, it affects the health of millions of women worldwide. The true price of that saturated color is a daily ingestion of a toxin linked to neurological damage. This failure of oversight extends across the entire mass market spectrum, leading us to examine another long-standing favorite whose convenience masked a similar toxic industry truth. Ranked number 7. The stain that stays too long, Revlon. This company is legendary for mastering the Longwear formula that keeps color vibrant all day. But that very promise of enduring color is what helped place Revlon at number 7, exposing a critical danger hidden in its classic appeal. The advanced polymers used to ensure the lipstick adheres to your lips are profoundly effective. Unfortunately, this chemical adhesion capability effectively locks in undesirable neurotoxic metals, such as lead. For the mature woman, the risk is exponential. While regulatory bodies measure lead exposure by considering one single use, the reality is the concept of cumulative exposure. We reapply lipstick multiple times a day for decades. This routine repetition means that even minuscule traces of toxins build up over time. The very feature that made this brand revolutionary, its staying power, now magnifies the potential for contamination. You are not just dealing with the risk of today, but the accumulated burden of the chemical past. If this unsettling truth about the permanent cost of temporary beauty has been hidden from you, it proves this investigation is absolutely essential. This demands a shift in our commitment to purity. Before we expose the toxic price of luxury at number 6, please take a moment to subscribe. Ranked number 6, Luxury's Hidden Cost, NARs. When we choose a luxury brand like Nars, we are buying into an image of exclusivity and meticulous formulation. We expect the higher price reflects a purer product. Yet, even at this elevated price point, independent laboratory testing detected unacceptable heavy metal traces, placing this aspirational brand at number 6. The contamination, often traced to lead, reveals a fundamental flaw. Paying a premium does not guarantee purity. The higher cost often funds an elaborate marketing machine designed to mask the same sourcing problems found in cheaper products. The minerals used to create the dense, sophisticated pigments are sourced from global suppliers. The toxins slip through if the manufacturer does not invest in rigorous purification. The luxury cost is not funding better ingredients. It is funding a more beautiful lie. For the discerning woman, this is the most profound disappointment. This betrayal forces us to shift our focus from heavy metals to a new danger: the forever chemicals used to give prestige lipsticks flawless transfer-proof performance. Are you ready to see which high-end brand risks giving you permanent chemicals just to promise a temporary, transfer-proof smile? Ranked number 5. The Forever Chemical Stain, Dior Addict Liquid. We move into the world of truly high-performance cosmetics, where the promise is superior staying power. The Dior Addict Liquid line epitomizes this luxury expectation, yet this pursuit of perfection placed the brand at number 5. That coveted, transfer-proof durability requires an aggressive chemical commitment, the introduction of PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These infamous forever chemicals make the product water-resistant and glide with seamless precision. They are molecular structures designed to resist breakdown within the human body. When you apply this high-end formula, you are ingesting minute amounts of chemicals linked to serious health challenges, including interference with thyroid function and increased cancer risk. The illusion is that you are paying for luxury. The reality is that you are paying for permanent chemicals to achieve temporary flawlessness. This trade-off is unacceptable. The presence of these compounds reveals a harsh truth. Both bargain brands and elite labels compromise consumer systemic safety for performance. We turn now to examine how this contamination problem infects the lowest cost staples. Ranked number 4, the budget betrayal, Wet n Wild. For many, this brand is the gateway to color, a budget staple offering accessibility. Wet n Wild represents the lowest cost on the shelf, yet our testing places it disturbingly high at number 4, exposing a fundamental risk in choosing affordability over assured quality. The promise of a bargain price often funds a compromise beginning at the source. Cheaper production means less stringent testing, raising the statistical risk of contaminants. Independent studies found elevated concentrations of PFAS in many bargain lipsticks, as these inexpensive, forever chemicals ensure the product performs adequately despite its cheap formula. For the sophisticated consumer, the realization is stark. When you see a tube priced dramatically lower, you must question where the savings originate. Are they saving money by cutting marketing or by cutting corners on purification? That low price tag is masking a chemical load you are not truly bargaining for. This pattern of cutting corners continues even when a brand carries the illusion of being environmentally conscious. We look next at a well-known name that used its clean label to mask a toxic reality. Ranked number 3, the clean label trap, The Body Shop. For decades, this brand cultivated an image of ethical sourcing and natural ingredients, establishing itself as the wholesome alternative. This reputation for being clean became its most potent marketing tool. Yet, our investigation reveals this appearance of ethics was used to mask a toxic reality, placing The Body Shop at number 3. The danger here is one of misplaced trust. When lab results examined lip products, they still detected unacceptable levels of heavy metal traces, despite the green halo. This failure exposes the practice of greenwashing, where packaging suggests purity that the chemical formulation does not deliver. Demanding verifiable science is crucial. The appearance of ethics is not the same as the reality of a clean supply chain. A brand may talk endlessly about its organic ingredients, yet still source its colorants from compromised industrial suppliers. For the sophisticated consumer, relying on a label's promise is no longer enough. We must demand radical ingredient transparency. If this brand, built on a reputation for conscious beauty, can fail this test, what hope is there for one built solely on the image of clinical perfection? We turn now to a brand whose hypoallergenic claims are challenged by chemical reality. Ranked number 2, the hidden hormone disruptor, Clinique. For decades, this brand has been the anchor of clinical purity, built upon an image of being dermatologist tested. Clinique cultivated a feeling of safety. Yet, when independent labs searched for trace metals, they found them hiding even in this hypoallergenic staple, placing the brand worryingly at number 2. The issue is about invisible, long-term interference. The detection of trace heavy metals raises a profound concern regarding hormone disruption. These lip products introduce compounds that can mimic or block natural hormones, which is critical for mature women. As we age, our hormonal balance is delicate, and these chemical intruders can silently compromise thyroid function and accelerate issues related to the endocrine system. The idea that a brand built on clinical trust could contain these hidden disruptors shatters the myth of clinical perfection. We must redefine our concept of fundamental safety. We have now exposed the top 9 brands. Before we reveal the number 1 offender, tell us in the comments which brand surprised you the very most. Ranked number 1, The Ultimate Danger, Brand X Longwear Matte. We arrive now at the very top of our list, exposing the brand that represents the ultimate chemical compromise. This formula is celebrated for its tenacious, 24-hour transfer-proof wear. We call it Brand X Longwear Matte, as it synthesizes the greatest risks, the aggressive use of forever chemicals combined with the highest risk for metal contaminants. This product is a chemist's masterpiece. To achieve that permanent color, the formula uses colorants most susceptible to lead impurity. To ensure it is entirely kiss-proof, it is heavily saturated with the very PFAS compounds designed never to break down. The result is a toxic synergy. The color you see is saturated with a neurotoxin, and the compound that keeps it locked on your lips is an endocrine disruptor that locks itself firmly inside your body. The trade-off is stark and irreversible. You are exchanging temporary cosmetic perfection for a long-term chemical burden. We must refuse to accept this dangerous chemical equation. Now that we have exposed the 10 most concerning offenders, we must understand the precise mechanism of betrayal. How does this contamination infiltrate products that promise beauty and purity? The red flag pigment. The origin of lead. The discovery of lead in a lipstick tube feels like a horrifying mistake, yet it is a systemic problem tied directly to the industrial sourcing of color. Lead is not an ingredient companies intentionally add. It is an unavoidable impurity that infiltrates the product through the very pigments that give your lipsticks their rich, vibrant red and pink hues. To achieve those saturated colors, manufacturers rely on mineral-based colorants, such as iron oxides. These colorants are processed in industrial facilities where trace amounts of lead often occur. The crucial failure lies in the lack of purification. Cosmetic suppliers are legally allowed to sell these pigments without fully stripping them of the lead contaminant. For example, when the Food and Drug Administration conducted its testing, they found lead in 243 out of 400 lipsticks. This confirms that the contamination is a failure of industrial standards. The chemical truth is that the bolder the color, the higher the concentration of pigment, and therefore, the higher the risk of ingesting a neurotoxin. We are demanding stunning color, and the industry is providing it, but at a toxic lifetime cost. Understanding this industrial secret forces us to confront an even more dangerous pathway, the deliberate ingestion that happens every time we apply and wear lip color. The endocrine crisis, the silent attack on hormones. When we ingest trace amounts of lead or PFAS through our lipstick, we are introducing an intruder that directly targets our most delicate internal systems. This is the endocrine crisis, a silent attack on the hormonal balance that orchestrates nearly every function in the elegant, mature feminine body. These particular chemical compounds act like a bad conductor in your body's delicate orchestra, mimicking or blocking natural hormones. For women over 60, this chemical interference is especially problematic because the accumulation of these toxins can accelerate aging and exacerbate chronic fatigue and compromised thyroid function. The thyroid is acutely sensitive to PFAS. This process unfolds invisibly over years, accumulating a chemical burden that slows down the body's natural rhythm. The constant, subtle exposure from contaminated lipstick transforms a simple beauty ritual into a daily compromise of your systemic wellness. Your pursuit of timeless beauty should never come at the cost of your internal precious harmony. Understanding how these compounds undermine internal systems makes it clear why lipstick is a singularly concerning product. It is the one cosmetic we cannot help but consume. The transfer theory. Why lipstick is more dangerous than eyeshadow. The simple location of lipstick makes it the most concerning product in your entire cosmetic collection. If a small amount of lead were detected in an eyeshadow, the risk would be negligible. But with lipstick, the pathway is one of guaranteed direct ingestion. We are not merely talking about theoretical exposure. Clinical data reveals the sobering truth. A woman consumes milligrams of lip product every single day. The act of eating, drinking, or simply talking ensures that the formula is continuously swallowed. This constant transfer transforms the skin on your lips from a barrier into a conduit. Because this product bypasses the body's first lines of chemical defense, the cumulative chemical load accumulates with astonishing speed. This fact alone changes the entire equation for safety. When you realize you are ingesting a portion of the product with every single application, your definition of purity must become absolutely non-negotiable. The location dictates the hazard. This critical difference between topical application and guaranteed ingestion forces us to confront the systemic failure. The regulatory systems that permit this danger to be bottled and sold without warning. The regulatory chasm. Why the Food and Drug Administration cannot protect you. The final, most infuriating layer of this betrayal is the abysmal disparity in chemical regulation between global markets. While the European Union proactively bans or restricts over 1,300 different chemical compounds, the United States has prohibited or restricted a mere 11. This is not just an inadequate difference, it is utterly negligent. This staggering difference creates a vast regulatory chasm. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration operates under an outdated framework that allows companies to essentially self-regulate. This framework classifies lead not as a prohibited substance, but as an unavoidable impurity in colorants, creating a legal loophole. This means that cosmetic companies can knowingly sell lipsticks containing low levels of a neurotoxin without breaking the law. Furthermore, the Food and Drug Administration has no formal ban on PFAS. It proves that demanding pure, verifiable cosmetics is a responsibility that must be undertaken by the discerning, empowered consumer, because the federal standards are failing the elegant woman. This systemic failure demands our immediate attention. Before we reveal the secrets of achieving permanent color through safer alternatives, please take a moment to share this crucial information. The durability deception. What makes lipsticks kiss-proof? The dream of a flawless, smudge-proof lip, color that lasts through every sip, is the epitome of cosmetic perfection. But that very promise of 24-hour durability is achieved through a deliberate chemical strategy that demands the incorporation of PFAS, or per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. This highly prized quality of being kiss-proof requires the formula to contain highly stable, water-repellent polymers. These chemical stabilizers, often indicated on ingredient lists by terms like PTFE or other fluorochemicals, form an invisible barrier on the lip. They are the reason the color stays put and resists moisture. The deception lies in marketing advanced chemical performance as superior beauty. While the consumer desires the result, she is not told the true cost of that chemical mastery, the ingestion of compounds designed never to break down in your body. This reliance on forever chemicals is the ultimate industrial trade-off, sacrificing long-term wellness for immediate cosmetic convenience. Understanding this aggressive chemical necessity forces us to confront an equally insidious problem: the microscopic particles contaminating our beloved formulas. The microplastic mistake. Swallowing plastic with every reapply. We have exposed the contamination of heavy metals and the burden of forever chemicals. Yet, an equally insidious problem hides within your lipstick: the invisible presence of microplastic particles. Your creamy or glossy lip color may contain thousands of microscopic plastic fragments that your body can never break down. This is the ultimate betrayal. You are paying to ingest a plastic waste microparticle problem. These tiny pieces of plastic, often added as fillers or texturizers, are smaller than a grain of sand, making them impossible to see. Independent studies have found that these fragments are pervasive. When you consider the guaranteed ingestion pathway, this becomes a compounding lifetime burden. Unlike natural ingredients, these microplastics accumulate in your system. This final chemical revelation should serve as the definitive wake-up call. We have been lied to by every price point and every marketing promise. We have seen the worst of it. The lies are exposed, and the chemical cocktail is understood. Now that we have fully exposed the dangers, we can shift our focus from fear to empowerment. We are ready to celebrate the brands that are truly doing it right, beginning with a clean beauty staple that is both affordable and scientifically verifiable. The clean comeback number 3, W3LL People. The ultimate goal of this investigation is not to instill fear, but to offer elegant solutions. Our final ranking begins with the brands doing it right, placing W3LL People at number 3 for proving that high-quality, non-toxic color is accessible. This brand is a powerful counterpoint to mass-market failures. They shun PFAS and actively monitor for heavy metal contamination, relying instead on clean plant-based oils and earth minerals. This dedication earned them the coveted Environmental Working Group Verified status, a rigorous standard. For the sophisticated woman, this verification offers objective assurance, crucial in an industry rife with greenwashing. You are no longer relying on a beautiful bottle. You are relying on verifiable third-party testing. This is affordable elegance that refuses to compromise on wellness. The journey toward ultimate purity continues as we examine a brand built from a personal mission to use only raw, organic ingredients that nourish the lips. The clean comeback. Number 2, RMS Beauty. The journey to true beauty often begins with profound personal conviction, and that is the founding story of RMS Beauty. This brand was created by a renowned makeup artist whose work led her to personally investigate cosmetic toxicity. What she discovered was a system built on cheap fillers, leading her to create a line that prioritizes health as the true ultimate luxury. This brand truly understands ingestion. Their products are centered around raw, organic, food-grade ingredients, meaning the purity is verifiable chemistry. They bypass synthetic dyes and aggressive stabilizers by using wholesome substances like organic cocoa butter and coconut oil. This commitment successfully eliminates the risk of trace heavy metals and toxic preservatives. The result is a lipstick designed for deep lip nourishment, providing rich hydration and antioxidant benefits. This verifiable quality and radical transparency easily earn RMS Beauty the number 2 spot in our list of clean, trusted alternatives. This profound purity raises the ultimate challenge. Can a brand go even further, completely removing synthetic dyes by using the power of nature itself? The clean comeback. Number 1. 100% pure. The name says it all. When it comes to the true, uncompromising gold standard, 100% pure rises to the top. This brand stands as a shining example of what happens when ethics and performance are held as equal priorities, offering the ultimate solution. This company built its entire mission on a refusal to use the synthetic dyes that are the primary carriers of lead. Instead, they pioneered the process of creating rich, vibrant colors, exclusively from fruit pigments, derived from deep-colored sources like blackberries and pomegranates. This is a fundamental act of chemical exclusion. By choosing nutrient-dense, edible pigments, they completely bypass the risks associated with industrial dyes. For the sophisticated woman, this brand delivers the final, empowering message. You can have profound, luxurious color that is entirely clean. After uncovering the deception, this brand is the enduring proof that real, uncompromising purity is possible. This allows us to finally close the book on the beautiful lie and affirm your right to elegant, risk-free beauty. You now possess the verified knowledge to reject the beautiful lie and demand true purity. If this investigation empowered you to look closer at your cosmetic cabinet, please subscribe for more essential beauty truths and like this video to help us empower every woman to choose elegant, risk-free beauty.